I didn't think I'd get this, like, I didn't think I'd get this passionate about this one. Oh. This one's hard. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and I'm so happy that you're here today. We are doing another makeup with a message. I have a lot on my mind and in my heart right now, so I'm just going to keep going with these for a little bit. If you're new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a message. I upload 3 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Most of them are a little message, just like this one. So I'm going to go ahead and play with the Morphe X Manny MUA palette. I did play with it a little bit before I hopped on here, but it's so beautiful. So if you're interested to see what today's message is, just keep watching. As always guys, all the makeup that I used for my face and the shades in this palette that I have used today will be linked in the description box below, so you are not missing out on any of the products that I'm using. The foundation, I tried the Makiage Foundation, did the fancy quiz online, they matched me perfectly. I don't know how they do it. So I was listening to Brene Brown's podcast today, and she was speaking about shame with a woman named Tarana Burke, who is the founder of the Me Too movement. So a lot of what they were talking about was about the Me Too movement. So when I listen to a concept or when I listen to someone speak on the topic of whatever I want to talk about here, I generally relate it to my own experience. That being said, they talked about this idea of shame, which Brene Brown's really known for talking about. I just never really connected with her on that until earlier. And masking your shame with perfection. And when I heard that, I had tears in my eyes. And I just was crying because I never realized how much I was doing that and really how prevalent it is in the world, and especially in social media. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my version of how I do that, and then maybe we will breach out into generally how people do that and why we shouldn't. So I've been very open with you guys in terms of my health issues. I have chronic illnesses. I have a lot. And I deal with a lot of medical issues on a daily basis. I have always been the first one to outwardly say, I have no shame. I'm not ashamed of that. Especially when it comes to my mental illnesses. So I survive daily from a severe anxiety disorder, which causes panic attacks as well as depression. And I am the first one to say, I have no shame. It's on my wrist. Da 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 da. I have no shame. But then I'm sitting back and I'm sitting upstairs on my couch and I'm thinking about the words from Brene and how she, like, point blank said, you know, covering shame with perfectionism. And I'm thinking about 10 years ago, can't believe it was 10 years ago, when I was a freshman in college and when my need to be perfect really profoundly hit me and became a part of my personality. So all through elementary school, middle school, high school, I was never really one to get really good grades. Like, I always did well in school. But when I got to college, if I didn't get an A-, I had a full-on hissy fit. I was crying, I was freaking out. If there was any inkling that I was not perfect, that other people didn't see me as that, I lost my stuffing. Like, I lost it. And I never really understood. Like, everyone always just said, oh, well, that's just you. You're just kind of like crazy and you drive yourself crazy. It's just a piece of paper. But I really did drive myself crazy and I never knew why. And this might not even be why. I might just be kind of peeling the onion a little bit, but I want to explore this because even in grad school that I just graduated from, if I got an A-, it was like I didn't feel like I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel like I tried hard enough, and sometimes I really didn't, but I didn't feel good enough. And I associate that feeling of not feeling good enough with shame. Was it my anxiety? Did I have a headache that day? Did my brain disease act up? Did my, was this out of whack? Was this out of line? Did I eat the wrong thing? And it's like you drive yourself crazy to be perfect because you cannot be perceived as weak. But you can. Like, it's human. We are human beings. Human beings have shame. Human beings have guilt. Human beings have all of these emotions, whether they are positive and negative. And you can't numb one without numbing the rest of them. So, masking my anxiety and my shame for not feeling good enough because of all of this with perfectionism, whether it's I'm not ashamed, but like editing my pictures. Why do I do that? Why do my pictures have to be perfect? Because you cannot sit on the other side of your phone watching my video and see anything less than that. Why? What is so wrong about being imperfect? What is so wrong about me saying the wrong thing or mispronouncing a word or saying too many times? What is so wrong with me having acne all over my face and having a really hard time covering it up? What is so wrong about being imperfect that we have to fight so hard to be perfect to cover it up? And that's where I don't know the answer. And like thinking about, I know my answer. Obviously, I am covering up for my shame or feelings on being a sick person on paper. I'm not really a sick person in real life, but on paper, I'm really sick. And there's like shame in that a little bit. And there is, what are other people going to think? And it took me 4.5 years to even let my husband in on half the crap that goes on in my head. Because I was ashamed. Because if he didn't see me as perfect, if he didn't see me as strong, if I wasn't wearing this mask, would he still love me? Would he still support me? Would he still be my rock? If I let him in, if I let my parents or my sister, if I let them in on how imperfect I am, what happens? This is a hard pill to swallow for me. So I wear this mask of perfection. I'm not perfect. And I've officially let people into my life know that I'm not perfect. But I want to turn it to everyone, to not just a personal aspect of it, but to everyone. And I'm always going to bring up social media and the unrealistic expectations that it sets for people. If you are following your life, whether it's being TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, if you are following your life based on how influencers or social media stars, celebrities, whatever they're called, live their life, you are going to have unrealistic expectations of life forever. Because everyone wears that mask of perfectionism. Everyone wears that so that they don't have to feel shameful of the imperfect parts of their lives. Until today, because I've personally made a vow that you will always see this. You never saw how dirty my house was because I just don't clean it that much. It's just me and my husband and my dogs. And you try and keep the house clean when there's 4 animals because I got 2 cats too. You never saw that. You don't see the days where I don't feel like showing you. You don't see the days where I just can't catch a break with myself. I can't breathe. And you don't see that with anybody else either. You see happy couples, and I am a happy couple, but you see happy couples and families and, oh, this quarantine we're playing board games and we're spending all of this time together. But you're not seeing the times where there's homeschool and it's hard. And you're with your kids all the time and it's hard. And your house doesn't get clean and the dishes don't get done and the laundry doesn't get done. But you don't see that because all they're showing you is all of these wonderful things, which is great because we always need more positivity. But showing real and showing imperfection does not equal negative posting. Being real and being raw and imperfect on social media and in your lives and in your job and with interpersonal relationships does not mean you're being a negative person. People are negative, however, they're not synonymous. Being real and being raw and being imperfect is not synonymous for a negative social media. And it's healthy to embrace your imperfections and take that mask off and to try and not be ashamed of all of the imperfections in your life is so rewarding. Like I said, I've done it in my personal life and it's been so rewarding. It's brought me so much closer to people. But it's hard to do it when, you know, anybody and everybody can see what you're doing. This is like really pretty. I kind of went dark and grungy. But it's so rewarding to take that mask of perfectionism off. To let people know how imperfect you are and how human you are and how, you know, you're crying and it's a mess and you probably have makeup all on your face. But you're going to be such a stronger person because you're letting people in. You're letting people help you. And taking that mask and owning what's going on is only going to allow you to be vulnerable, which is the opposite of shame. Just letting people in and letting people be a part of it is going to make such a big difference in your life. It's not even funny. And letting people love you for you and not this mask that you wear, whether it's a literal mask of makeup or this mask of straight A's or the mask of I'm fine or the mask of all of these things, letting people in and letting people help you is only going to make it better. I don't know if I made sense today, but I felt it deep in my soul that I needed to come on here and film. Also, my new trick with highlighting the inner corner is bringing it up here. I'm not original. I got it from Ally Glines. However, it's all about taking the mask off. It's all about being real and being imperfect and trying your best to recognize what the mask is covering. Because I hope that if you take the mask off and you let people in your life know what you're ashamed of, or if you let people help you with what you're ashamed of, or you just acknowledge what you're ashamed of and you're masking, it'll help you get past it. It'll help you move on. It'll help you get to a point where you can be okay with being imperfect or not okay. I'm okay with having anxiety and depression because I am imperfect and I let the people in my life help me. I'm okay with having horrible skin on my face because it's not my fault. I don't eat well, which is part of the problem. But I have a medical condition that causes acne. It's not my fault. I'm overweight and I'm a plus size person and I was always ashamed of that. So I covered it up with being overly goofy and silly, which is just who I am. But like I was over the top with it because it was a mask for how I was feeling about myself. So taking that mask off is scary and it forces you to learn more about yourself that you probably want to know, but it gives you the opportunity to fall so much more in love with who you are for every imperfection you are. Liner lashes, be right back. All right, so I'm gonna try something a little bit different today. I grabbed the Morphe lip crayon. I've never tried this before, so I'm literally not gonna use a liner, nothing. We're gonna put it on and see how it goes. Oh, wow. That's like a literal crayon. It's really easy to use. Holy cow. That's a great, I mean the color's a little weird, so I will say that like this is the color, the box And then it's definitely more brown than that. However, that's just a really nice summer pop of color on the lip. Let's go. I like it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video and listening to today's message. It was a little preachy and I got really emotional with it. I actually stopped filming for a little bit to like compose myself. But I think it's important because I needed to come down here and just release it. I needed to get it off my chest. I needed to get it out there because if it affected me that much, it might affect somebody else just as much. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a big thumbs up. And I will see you on the next video. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be a little break from the Makeup with the Message, and we're going to play with makeup that I used as a teenager like 15 years ago. So we'll see how that holds up. It's not the same makeup. It's not that old. But again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next time. Bye.